Is it scary being a lady FBI agent?
Yeah.
Take a nice long look. A letter was left with the bodies. Signed with one word.
Hello, welcome back. Just Flicks with Jesse. Once again, back. Long overdue for a movie review. And we're back with one. I've actually kind of been holding out for this one because I figured if I was going to get back in there, doing the reviews, it was one I was excited about, and that is Longlegs. Saw the title of the video, I know what we're talking about here, guys. The newest movie from Oz Perkins, and I'll mention it now because I'm sure everybody knows at this point, but I'm going to say it so I don't get corrected down below. Is Osgood Perkins is Anthony Perkins' son, the original Norman Bates from Psycho. So a little pedigree coming in here, right? He's got a little clout his own way. He's actually made some other movies that were actually I'm pretty fond of. I haven't seen them all. Black Coat's Daughter was cool. We'll talk about it. I'm not going to get into my thoughts on that one yet. Gretel and Hansel, also cool. We'll talk about that later. But I'm just saying, dude's got a little bit of a filmography behind him. I know he's written a bit. I think he had a cameo in Nope, if I'm not mistaken. Was he the director in the movie they were? Anyway, not the point. Point is, dude's not coming from nowhere necessarily, right? Starring, is it Mika Monroe? I'm going to call her Mika Monroe. I know there's an A in there, and I've heard it pronounced different ways. I would say Mika Monroe, Blair Underwood, and of course, Nicolas Cage, which we will get to in a minute. I'm going to keep this pretty brief, pretty vague. I don't want to give anything away. It's still opening weekend. You should see this movie. Excuse me, a little frog in my throat. You should see this movie as blank as you can, as fresh and as possible. The less you know going in, the better. I think that actually, let me take that back. Their marketing for this movie should be studied for years. I'm going to say that right now. Neon did a great job. All the teasers, the trailers, everything didn't really give anything at all away. It gave you the premise, and a very, very flat, small nugget of the premise is, serial killer movie. Young FBI agent coming into, bury Silence of the Lambs, which has been brought up numerous times. A little bit of the occult in there. That's all hinted at in the teasers. They never gave a lot away. They gave enough away. And it's funny because, honestly, as I was sitting there through the movie and I was thinking about this, is that what they did tell you in the trailer actually kind of fed into, the little nuggets they gave you, because you know who the bad guy is. You know who Longlegs is. You know the premise. So there were certain scenes as it was coming up, like, because of what you knew, you kind of had this anticipation, like, built up. But it was perfectly done. Like, the story itself is not necessarily anything spectacular or new or fresh, right? It's intentionally that way, actually. I know Oz Perkins had mentioned in one of the many interviews I read with him, and he's like, he knew Silence of the Lambs was going to be a comparison to this. Like, how could you not? Young female FBI agent, older prolific serial killer kind of thing, right? You're going to have these connections. It's unavoidable. So he kind of leaned into it, and he leaned into it intentionally to subvert expectations, and it works. Like, it's the whole movie. I know I'm kind of all over the map here, guys. I don't want to write anything out for this because it's still very much living in my head for what that's worth. I really all the credit to the movie for that. It's the the strength to me of the movie, and there's several, but like one of the main ones to me is how it is shot, how it is cut, how it is scored, acted, all that stuff. But like the way it is presented is where its originality and its strength is. Again, we got a pretty straightforward, for the most part, at least that's the point, is that leads you to believe it's a pretty straightforward serial killer, thriller, procedural type thing, right? FBI tracking a serial killer. Definitely kind of a somewhat original premise to the type of murders and how it's happening and all this stuff. Credit there, of course, right? But at its base and at its core, it's very, very familiar. And again, that is its strength, its point, is that it leads you in this line. But the way it is shot, like from, let's take a couple steps back. We're going to do this a lot in this video. Apologies. I'm going out of chronological order. Set down, opening night, right? Actually, not opening night. I got to see it Thursday night, a little bit early screening. Kick ass. This nice lady sat next to me. I was by myself. I bought my tickets early, had open seats on either side. Full house, though. Full house. So that was cool, too. So, of course, people filled in next to me. I had a couple of, I'd say, older teenagers, maybe early 20s. 3 guys to my left. They were cool. They were chill. They were into it. I think everybody there was into it. It was a good vibe. Lady sitting to my next to me on my left. Sweet lady, probably a little bit younger than me, actually, if I had to guess. Just your normal lady. I mean, she's probably into these, kind of movies and stuff, I guess. I wouldn't have guessed it from looking at her. She was just a lady, normal lady. And as the trailer started playing and stuff, everybody's kind of getting settled in. We're getting there. The lights dimmed down. We're getting excited. Quite a few trailers, of course. They had the Deadpool Wolverine shut your phone off PSA. That's fantastic. If you haven't seen that yet, I look forward to seeing that. It was pretty funny. Great little moment there. And then Neon's trailers started popping up. Neon Studios, who produced this movie, and they had a couple that were pretty decent. And, I'm actually pretty excited about them as a studio. They've done some pretty cool stuff. And they had, I think the last trailer we saw before the movie started was for Cuckoo. And if you haven't seen that trailer yet, check it out. But there's a couple moments in there, at least. The whole trailer itself is pretty off-putting. But there's a couple of moments that are pretty freaky, and there's like a setups that are just, spooky, creepy, that kind of thing, right? And this nice lady sat next to me, and verbally, and I'm sitting there munching my popcorn, just yeah, right on. Is oh no. She's getting hell no to this trailer, and I'm like, it's gonna be a fun night. We're gonna have a good time together. And I just kind of looked at her. I'm like, yeah, I'm with you. That's pretty creepy. And she just kind of giggled, and the movie starts. Within the first 5 minutes of this movie, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna find out. It's gonna hit you with what you're in for. Not in its entirety, but it's gonna give you the unsettling vibe that this movie does not let up until the credits roll at the end. It's insane. I was won over. The opening scene, very simple, but it's done so well. There's just something about it. It's so chilling, and it rolls right into it slams into the opening credits. And again, no spoiler. I'm not trying to give anything away, but I'm just saying, just the way it gets going. I just remember I'm sitting here watching the opening credits, and just kind of fuck, this is what we're in for then. This is the tone. It really, I'm not gonna say it scared me. I don't want to say that. It startled me at a point for sure. There's just this uneasy tone that even through the opening credits, and I'm not 100% sure about this. It could be in my head. It could be a perception thing, but I feel like the pacing, of the credits themselves were off. It wasn't a steady, 1-to-1. You know what I mean? Like the timing of when the names were coming up and stuff was like off enough. Like there's something, it just felt like that. Like even as that's happening, just immediately when the movie really started, it sets a tone of just uneasiness, uncomfortable vibe, like that does not relent. And I mean that in this, like in the best way. That is the highlight to me of this movie. There's a lot to talk about that I enjoyed. I love this movie. I really did. I really, really love this movie. I'm not gonna say it's enjoyable. It's stressful. I was like, I've gone to see a few movies this year, and I've never nodded off in a movie until this year. There's been a couple times where I started fading out on fucking movies, and it pisses me off to say that. Dune 2 was one of them. I love that movie. It's a great movie. I've watched it since. But I was sitting in the theater, and the first, 2/3 of this long-ass movie, was, it's interesting. There's a story there, but it was just like I was fading out. I'll be 100% honest with you. And that kind of bummed me out to say that. It bums me out saying it now, I was in a movie theater with those cool, nice reclining seats, and your reserved seating, right? I had my shit set up. I was engaged. My back didn't touch my seat. I don't think the entire movie. I was very into this movie, and again, the way it's shot, it's this. They use a lot of wide lenses. It's either super wide shots or very tight close-ups, and they're used brilliantly. And they're the editing. I mean, you'll have a scene, people leave the scene, and you sit in the room for just like a second or something, longer than you probably should. So you're kind of studying like the frame, no matter what is going on. You're constantly, every scene, it kind of conditions you to do it. And it's funny because like you're looking at like stupid shit. Not stupid, but you're just kind of, you're all over the map. Like, I don't like that window. I feel like something's gonna happen. Or I could see half of a door frame over here. I feel like somebody's in that door frame. It's just uneasy. And then the action's right here, man, and it's happening, and you're involved in that, and you're engaged, right? But it's just, it takes it out of you. Like you're really there. You're really into it. And what's funny is when you're doing that, and they do give you, like, I'm not gonna say jump scares. There are, technically yes, jump scares in this movie. A handful, very few. They're earned, and they work. And they very much work in the movie, and they work in establishing that feeling, because you're constantly kind of leaning into the movie. And when something does, like, rarely, very rarely, they sparsely use them. I'm not trying to act like it's like one of those movies where it's a constant, like, oh, a cat jumps out. No, it's not like that. But when it does happen, you're very much like in it. Like you're up against, like, what am I missing? Jesus, it'll get you. Like it works so well, and again, it's earned. It's not cheap jump scares, guys. Understand that when I say that, but so I wasn't mad at a single one of them. Like I was just like, God, yeah, I should have seen that coming, or you couldn't possibly see that coming, but it was just like, yeah, that fit. It could be something as simple as like a door opening, though. That's what's so crazy about it. Like it could be something that like fits in the scene, like, somebody's in their office, door's gonna open, somebody's gonna come in. But like when it happens, it's jarring. You're just so involved in what's in the frame. And then when you get the tight close-ups, you're trying to lean around the person to see what's behind them or in front of them, because they'll switch, like it'll be like you're following somebody or you're in front of, but you're kind of trying to like, I know I'm missing something back there. It's just very engaging, and I really got to give them a lot of credit. That worked. I know I'm kind of all over the map, guys. I'm sorry. I have a lot to say about this movie, and like I haven't been able to talk to anybody who's seen it, so I can't get into spoilers, and it's killing me. Just saying. Maybe we should do, if you guys want, I'll do a spoiler review in the next couple of days. If I get enough interest, if you guys would like, I'd love to talk about it. or even a live stream. I don't know. I've never done that before. I don't know if we got the interest for that. We'll see. If anybody's interested, we can do that. Micah Monroe, fantastic. She's so awkward. She's so fun in this movie. Like, and I don't mean fun, like, and that literally fun. It's just what a great way to view this story, because it's through her eyes, frankly. Most of the movie, I'm a big fan. I love The Guest. It was the first time I ever seen her in anything, and I adored her in that. I loved her in It Follows. The Watcher, kind of somewhat newerish movie. I know she's done other stuff, of course. She's definitely like the indie horror movie darling of this generation, of this time frame. I think, in my opinion, I think she's really making a name for herself, and I think she's done fantastic. And this is a good one for her. I'm glad she's going to get to. I hope she gets the recognition for this. She's established a bit for sure, but this was very standout kind of a role, because she's very socially awkward, and like it just works. It really adds a lot to it, because like I said again, I think the way I kind of viewed it, I've only seen the movie once. I'm probably going to go see it again tomorrow before the weekend's over. I want to see it again with another crowd, and I want to enjoy it in that vibe, you know, that space with people. But I feel like the movie is literally portrayed through her eyes, you know, Lee Harker, the FBI agent, and Longlegs, and they're both really off characters. They're both very much living in a surreal world of their own, each of them in their own world. They're like, it's very, very strange, and I feel like the movie kind of plays through that lens. I'm not 100% sure. That's just kind of how I took it. Okay, which is fun, because then you have like somebody like what's his name, Blair Underwood, who plays her supervisor at the FBI, like her superior, who's very much just a dude, a straightforward, normal guy. Family man, FBI agent, you know, he's not, she's got like kind of this, like, she's not psychic necessarily, but she's got like this kind of, you know, she's intuitive, right? And then you got like, you know, again, I'm going to dive too much into it. Longlegs is definitely in his own world. You know what I mean? Like, he's definitely in his own plane of existence, right? And then, like, the character that, is it Carter? Was that his name? I don't quote me on that. I can apologize. I should have made a note. It's very much the straight guy. The normal dude, like the regular dude in this. And it's funny because, like that's the one you kind of, like, there's a little warmth when he's in the movie. Like, every time Blair Underwood's character's there, like, you kind of feel a little grounded, like your toes touching the bottom of the pool when your nose is just above what you kind of get that little bit of a feeling of relief when he's there. Not saying that you should, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying it just feels that way. Like, she's out there, man. She's doing her own thing. She's in her head, and she's taking care of business, and she's good for it. But, you know, you can see it. You know, it's wearing on her. And then, like I said again, the other side of the spectrum, you got Longlegs, who is like fucking nuts. Like, he's pure evil. Like, no spoilers. I'm just saying, don't expect a sympathetic villain here. And let's go ahead and get into it, I guess. No, before we get into Longlegs, Alicia Witt, longtime crush since Urban Legend, back in that, was that 99, 2000 maybe? One of them fucking redheads, man. Alicia Witt, and I've seen her in other stuff. What was it, John Waters' movie, Cecil B. Demented? I thought she was great. She played a porn star in that. It was very funny. Goofy movie, weird John Waters movie, obviously. But to see her pop up in this, and it took me a minute, because I think I remember hearing she was in it, but I'd forgotten. And then, like, she plays Lee's mother in this, and she's got like a really cool role, and she plays the hell out of it. And it's a trip, because I'm like, man, I keep recognizing this chick, man. Where did I know her from? And then I was like, oh fuck, you know, that's Alicia Witt, nice. And she does a fantastic job. Does a great job. and I can't remember the girl's name. Everybody's been talking about her. I'm not up to date on some of the new actresses. Y'all will know who I'm talking about when you see the movie, but she's basically one of the only survivors of Longlegs in the movie. Doesn't have a huge role, but has an important role, and she has, I think it's only maybe 1 or 2 scenes in the movie, but she crushes it. Like, it's a performance to remember for sure. Like when she's in the movie. Damn, I really feel bad. I don't remember her name. I could look it up right now. That's disingenuous. I'm not going to do that. But like I said, all right, let's get to the elephant or whatever in the room with Nicolas Cage. Holy fucking shit, dude. I'm a big, everything's on the table. Big Nick Cage fan. I love Nicolas Cage. I look back when I was young. I always think of, God, man, I think it was a free trial HBO when I was a kid, back when we first got cable, late-ish 80s, watching Raising Arizona. Big Coen Brothers fan as well, right? But that movie and Nicolas Cage's performance in that movie is so iconic. And then just how he just keeps going, man. Dude, I fucking love Nick Cage. I do. He's fun. He's a blast. You don't have to love him. I don't care. It's your business. He's been in a lot of crap too, right? But here's the thing about the crap he's been in. Dude gives 1,000%, no matter how bad or how cheap the movie is. Dude gives it all, and I just love him for that. I think he never phones it in, and I like that. I just really like that about him. And every time you see an interview of him, dude's so weird and so off and so cool, and just I like that, man. I like that dude. He's cool. This is different. This is definitely different for him. Yes, there's Nick Cage there. You can see the Nick Cage there. You can feel the Nick Cage coming through it. But I'd say the least, I don't know. Like, even when he's over the top Nick Cage, it still doesn't feel like regular, like what you expect from Nick Cage, man. Like, it's very unsettling. I know people have said, like, Oscar thing, and I agree. He should. He's chilling in this. Like, there is something really different about this performance, and the way they hide him and the way they use him. He's actually in it a bit more than I expected him to be. Like, I was kind of half expecting, like, the whole Hannibal Lecter thing in Silence of the Lambs, where he's only in the movie for like 10-15 minutes maybe total of that movie. I don't know if he's in it that much more, but he's felt throughout this movie. He's there, and he's a vibe. And like, it's crazy is every time that he pops up, like, you kind of don't see it coming. I mean, you do, but like, it's just like, oh, we're with Longlegs now. Like, holy fuck. And he is genuinely unsettling in this role, and like, my hat's off to him for the performance. Everything about this flick, though, guys, like, I think that is where the hype and everything is coming from, is how, and again, to be repetitive, I'm sure, of what other people have said, is how unsettling it is. It is unsettling. It is disturbing. It is twisted. It is just a sense of dread that does start in that first opening scene and literally does not stop, because you think you get a reprieve, but you don't. I did not feel relaxed until, actually, I didn't feel relaxed walking out of the theater. It was kind of weird. I was kind of just like thinking it over. You know what I mean? And that's a good movie, man. If it sticks with you a little bit afterwards and you're still thinking about it, I'm craving seeing it again. I really do want to go see it again. So that's a good testament to me of a flick, and that's going to lead me into what the second part of this video is going to be. I'm going to try and keep it brief because I know I've talked a lot already, but I do want to speak on this. I haven't done a movie review in a minute, and coming back with this one, I've seen a lot of stuff out there already. People just kind of, I don't want to say it wrong, but kind of lashing out that people are, overselling the movie and this and that, and fair enough. Okay. I don't think it's cool to set expectations high necessarily if you're being disingenuous about it. I've seen a lot of people shitting on, like, you know, the movie's great, but it ain't the scariest movie I've seen in 10 years. And fair enough. I'm not going to say it's the scariest movie I've seen in 10 years. It might be. I don't know. What 10 years ago, what was that, 2014? What the hell fucking... I mean, there's been a couple scary movies maybe since then. I mean, is that wrong? Is it? I mean, there might be some creepy stuff out there. But that's leading me into something even bigger. And that's this. Shut the fuck up. Review the movie. Give your opinion on it. You don't have to shit on what everybody else has to say about it. I don't get this. There's people that I admire. I'm new to the game, guys. I'm new to the movie review thing. I drift away a bit sometimes. It's hard. You got to put yourself into these reviews. You know, I do my reactions and stuff like that. It's easier for me to do. It's hard. My life is kind of stretched thin. So to do a movie review is a big deal. Having said that, though, I'm just like, I can't get through my head people that I admire, people that I respect, people that, you know, I watch, and everything's so fucking negative, man. Like, I mean, you don't have to like every movie that comes out, but it's just like, when you start a review with an eye roll, you know, and it's like every review, it's like I'm having a hard time following people anymore. Like, I'm not trying to be Mr. High and Mighty. I'm about to do a series of reviews coming up here that's the joke, is it's just me shitting on a particular director, you know. But it's not like these movies came out back to back. These are like 2 years apart, you know, whatever. But it's a series about, like, I don't think somebody should be making movies, to be fair. So, you know, shit on me if you want to. But it's just like, fuck, man, your life. You make a living reviewing horror movies. I mean, not just, but, you know, predominantly horror movies, and you cannot find any joy in them at all. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't wrap my head around that. Fucking quit doing it. I'm tired of. I'm in many horror communities. I'm in, you know, online wise. I've been on them since the internet. I mean, you know, since the internet was a thing, since message boards were a thing, I've been there, and there's always these people that are just like, you know, just not that good, bro. They didn't kill enough kids, or they're not dark enough, or it's like fuck, man. I used to just sit there, and I remember Sundays watching back-to-back garbage sci-fi horror movies, right? You know, Sabretooth or Pterodactyl, Sharknado, whatever. They're stupid, but I still had fun watching them. Can you not find some joy in this shit, man? Why are you fucking doing this? Why are you wasting your time doing this? You're such a sellout that you have to make videos, but all you can do is bitch the entire time. Fuck me, man. If you don't find pleasure in this, I'm in my 40s. I'm older than most of these guys I'm talking shit about, as a matter of fact. Fucking grow up, man. Jesus, you get to, like, I mean, like I said, yeah, call out the bullshit where you need to. That's fine. You don't have to like everything. That's pretty phony too, right? But it's everything got to live up to, like, this fucking, like, Oscar caliber bullshit you expect it to. It's not. It's horror movies. The cheapness, the cheesiness, the goofiness, that is horror. That is the best. I mean, yeah, you get those shining diamonds in the rough every once in a while that are just fucking awesome. Like, I would say Longlegs is. But you're shitting on people for saying, oh, it might be the scariest movie they've seen in a decade. Who knows? Who the fuck are you to judge? Let them give their reviews. Give your review. Your review is pretty fucking glowing, as a matter of fact. I'm not trying to pick anybody in particular out. I mean, people are probably figuring out who I'm talking about. There's several. But fuck me, man. Why? Why so negative? If you don't like horror movies, quit fucking reviewing them. Do something else. Fucking, I work 10 hours a fucking day in the heat. Come home, get a cold shower, because that's the only way to lower my body temperature, right? Do my shit, have dinner, try if I'm hungry, if I can get an appetite back. It's hard to eat when it's hot. Grab my little fat French bulldog, my little girl. I love my little girl. We come down, we try to watch a movie before bed. Okay? And I don't care if it's a shit movie or not. I enjoy myself. And I will always find that enjoyment. If you were that far detached, if you're going to be that much of a snob, I'm so fucking sick of it. I'm so sick of the eye roll, and you can't take people criticizing you for it. Oh, you didn't like this movie. Yeah, because it brought a lot of people joy. Okay? I'm going to shit on movies that are going to piss people off. That's fine. But it's not going to be every fucking movie I watch. I'm sorry. I had to go on this rant because I've been seeing all this crap come out about this movie. And it's like, man, can we not embrace a movie that people are really enjoying? I was there opening night. I was there on the night before opening night. And the vibe was fucking static, man. People were into it. People were there because of that hype that was built up. Okay? So, everybody had a good time. You could feel it in the crowd. You could feel it, just the vibe. Everybody was cheering. You know, I want to say cheering. There wasn't a cheer in that movie, but there were chuckles. There was gasp. There was all of that there, and it was fucking awesome. And that's what we need to do. We should be embracing it. Shit on movies when they're bad. That's fine. For sure. Not every movie's got to be bad. Not every movie has to be perfect. Sometimes the imperfections are what make movies fun. So I'm sorry I had to do my little rant there at the end. I'm just kind of getting fed up. It's like I used to enjoy the community so much, and it's kind of at this point now where I don't like everything that everybody else likes, and that makes me cool. That makes me hip. Shut up. Shut up. No, it doesn't. It means you're not agreeable. It means we can't have a conversation because you only like the opposite of what I like. We can disagree. That makes a good conversation. That's fun. But just, if you're doing it to be disagreeable, it's fucking annoying. Okay? If you can't find joy in what you're doing, do something else. I mean, be it movie reviews, be it your job, be it your marriage, be it whatever it is. If you're not fucking happy there, figure it out. Work it out or move on. Right? That's how it should be. That's it. Sorry. Rant over. Go see Longlegs, though. That's my opinion. You don't have to go see one. If you like serial killer movies, especially ones that are like 90s centric type, that vibe, if you're a Nicolas Cage fan, go see Longlegs. You'll enjoy it. Please let me know what you thought down below. Until next time, take care.